Hello friends, I am Parinita. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to receive regular notifications regarding computer science tutorials, important educational information and technical job updates.
Hello guys, welcome to the series of Python programming. So as you know, in this series of Python programming, we are seeing all the important concepts of Python starting from the very basics. Fine, we have already seen some of the very important concepts of Python. In our previous video, we have seen functions in detail, that how to write functions in Python, what are the different variations, or what are the different types in which we can pass the arguments or parameters in function. We have seen many different ways with the help of example in that video, right? Now in this video we are going to see one of the variation of Python functions, that is known as lambda function. So what is lambda function in Python, how we can use it, what is its syntax, we will see all those things in this example, in this video, with the help of examples. Fine. Now before starting the video, if you are new here or if you are watching the first video of this series, you can find the link in the description for the Python tutorial playlist. And we have seen many important concepts before this of Python. So if you wish, you can go to that playlist and you can watch our previous videos where we have already discussed many important concepts of Python, so that you will get a better idea. Okay, so now starting today's video, as I told, today we are going to see what is lambda function in Python. So what I'm saying is it is lambda. Many of you must be new to this term. So it is actually LAMBDA, lambda function. Now the very first question comes is, what is lambda function? So this lambda function, you can say that it is a small anonymous function. What is the speciality of lambda function? That lambda function can take any number of arguments like any normal function that we have seen in our previous video. But in the lambda function, we can have only one expression. So one of the, we can say that one of the main importance of this lambda function is it is very easy to use. We have seen in normal functions, we have to give the proper name to the function. We have to again call that function with that exact name. Fine. So naming the functions, following a particular pattern was very important in terms of normal functions. But if we talk about lambda, it is very easier to use. We can quickly declare the lambda functions and we can use that. In case of lambda function, there will be only one expression. Fine. So there is no need to give any name to that lambda function. We will see the syntax that how we can write the lambda function. But the main thing is it is very easier to use. There is no need to name it. There is no need to call the function with the help of the name. Fine. It is very simple to use and it consists of only one expression. But yes, the number of arguments that you are passing to the lambda function depends. You may pass one or more arguments to it. Fine. So let's see with the help of example that how lambda function is working. See, otherwise it is very similar to normal function. As I told, again it will be a particular code which can have any number of arguments. It can have one expression and it can do any kind of calculation and it can return the result. Fine. So these things are much similar to normal function in Python. So let's see with the help of simple example that how we can write lambda function. So for example, let's say let's take any variable, for example I equal to, now I want to define the lambda function. Now whenever we want to define the lambda function, lambda keyword has to be written, LAMBDA. Fine, lambda keyword has to be written, then space, then you have to write the argument or parameter. So for example here I want only one parameter, let's name it as let's name it as A. Now then I have to give space, then I have to do colon. See, again colon, because we know that after every loop, after if condition and all these things in Python, we are applying colon, right? So here also what the syntax will be, first any variable I, then equal to, then we have to write the keyword lambda. Then here in my in this case I am using one small example, so only one parameter A I want, so I am writing A, then colon, and then I have to write that what is the expression that I want to do, or what is the task that I want to do with the help of this function. Now for example, I just want my parameter a to be added with some value, let's say 7. I simply want my argument variable to be added with a number 7. Simple. Now I want to see that what it is returning. So I have to call this function. Now this function, lambda function, I have assigned it to the variable I. So now to call this function, I will simply call this variable I. How to do that? For example, now obviously I want to print the result. So inside print, I will call this I with passing one argument. Why one argument? Because here, see, as I told you, this a I have passed. This a is nothing but my argument. So I have mentioned here that there will be one argument, and that argument value I am adding it with 7. So here I just want to pass. I just have to pass that number that will take place. That will be like assigned in the place of this a. So what I will pass, let's say I am passing any number, for example 1. So that's it. Instead of writing, there is no, see, as you can see, this is actually my lambda function. So in my lambda function, what I am doing, I am taking one argument a and I am simply adding that argument with the number 7 and then I have assigned that to I. Now whenever I want to call this function, lambda function, I am simply calling I with my argument inside the parenthesis. Simple as that. Now let's run it. See, you can see that we have already got our output as 8. How 8? Because I have passed 1 here. This 1 will go in place of a. And now what is the operation that we want? A plus 7. That means 1 plus 7, that is equal to 8. So simply 8 will be assigned to I. And then whenever we are calling this, we will get 8 as result. Got it? It is very simple. So in this way, so you can see that it is very easier to use. Whenever you are coding and you want any such small expression to be carried out, you can, instead of writing particular function with function name, like you know that we have to write def, then function name and like that. So if you want any small expression to be evaluated, so instead of writing a proper function, you can simply write a lambda function quickly. Fine. So this was the example of lambda function. Here we have passed only one argument. Now, for example, if you want to check with two arguments, for example, now I want to pass two arguments A and B. So how I can pass? I should pass the two arguments separated by commas. So A comma B. I have to pass it like this. Now, for example, I want to add A and B. So I will simply write A plus B. And now when I am calling this function, when I am calling this variable I have to call it with two variables. So with two arguments. So let me pass one more argument, that is 2. So this one will be my A and 2 will be the value of my B. And what we are doing, we are simply adding A plus B. So let's see what we are getting. Yes, we have got 3. That is A plus B. That means 1 plus 2 and it has returned us the result as 3. Simple as that. Fine. So similarly here we have passed two variables. Similarly you can pass 3 variables, 4 variables, 7 variables as per your requirement. Now fine, there is no limitation at all. For example, if I am passing one more variable, if I am adding that also, and here I have to pass that also. Simple as that. For example, I am passing 55. So let's quickly run it. You can see that 55 plus 2 plus 1, it is returning me the value of 58. Fine. So it is that simple. Okay. So in a similar way, you can pass 3 variables, 10 variables, 30 variables as per your requirement. So basically why we are using this lambda function is it can take n number of arguments and it can give you result in a very short time, because the execution will be quick. There is no name of the function. We have written it in a very simpler syntax. So like it is easy to use and it will execute very quickly for us. So lambda function is always a good idea to use whenever we are having small expression to execute. Fine. Okay, now actually how it can be used. This lambda function can also be used inside any main function. Main function means normal functions that we know. In Python we can make the functions. Now inside any function I can again use the lambda function. Fine. So let me show you. I hope you are clear with this normal lambda functions. Now let us see how we can use lambda functions and normal functions together. So for example, I am having one function. So we know, we have already seen our last video that how to define normal functions. We are writing the keyword def, then space, then we are writing our function name. So let's say this is my function name, and for example, what I want to do in this example is I simply want to double any number, whatever number or whatever argument I will pass. I just want that number to be doubled. Fine. So what I can do is, for example, let me pass any value, any variable, for example n, and we know that we have to write the colon. So this is a function in which I have taken n. Now what I want is, I just want to return the double of n. Fine, I just want to return the double of n, or I want to double any number. So in return, let's say we are writing one lambda function. And in lambda function, we know that first of all we have to write one argument. So for example, here I am taking only one argument a. And after that, what we have seen, we will have colon and then the main operation that we want to perform. Now what we want any number to be doubled. Now we know that how to double any number. Simply we have to multiply with 2. For example, if I am having 3 and I want to double 3, so 3 into 2 will give me 6. 4 into 2 will give me 8. So in order to double any number, I just have to multiply it with 2, right? But what we will do, that means I have to multiply this a with what? With 2. But here we have passed n. So what we will do, here we will multiply it with n, and ultimately we will pass 2 as this n. You are getting it? See, in order to double any number, we just need to multiply that number by 2. Now here any number is taken, we are multiplying that number with this n, and as a value of this n we will pass 2. So how to pass 2 as a value of that number? By simply calling my function with the parameter 2. Got it? So what I am doing, I am calling this function with the argument of the parameter value is 2. So now my n value is 2. Now whenever in this place of n we will have 2. So whenever I will multiply 2 with any number a, obviously I will get, as a result I will get the double of a. Fine. So in this way I will call my function, this function with the parameter 2. But now what I want to call this lambda function also, and I have to pass the value of a. Now how to do that? So this calling of my function, for example, let's take this inside any variable. We have to take it one variable. So let's call it doubler, because we are going to double the number. So we have taken the name doubler. Now what I want is, here my function, we are calling my function, right? Okay, inside doubler what I am doing, I am calling this my function with the number 2. Why number 2? Because I want to double any number. Now what I want is, I actually have to pass the value of a also. So how can I do that? I will write simply print, and then as we have seen in the previous example also, we just have to call this variable with the argument. So here I will simply call doubler, and in the argument I will just pass the number, which number I want to double. So for example, if I am passing 7 here, let's run it. So see, if I am passing 7 here, I am getting 14. Similarly, if I am passing 9 here, I'll get 18. Got it? So in this way, as per the requirement, we can also use normal functions and lambda functions together to make our task more easy. Fine. So what we have done, see, this is a normal function. Inside the normal function, we are returning what we want. We want an operation to double our number. So what we have done, we have again written a lambda function. In the lambda function, the only operation we are doing is multiplying any number by n. Now what we have done, we have taken n as 2, and then every time we will pass any number here with the help of this variable, it will simply call this function, it will call this lambda function, and ultimately our number will get doubled. Fine, simple, because in doubler we are passing 9. That means here it will call my function as with 2. That means n will become 2 and this a will become 9. So 9 into 2 will get me 18. So why this is important and why this is easy? See, as soon as I will change this number, continuously I can pass any number here. for which I want to find the double. For example, if I am passing, let's say 33, if I am passing 33, I will get the double of 33. So I am having two options. First option is this, that I can simply dynamically pass any number. I can dynamically pass any number here for which I want to find the double. Fine. And secondly, currently I want to find the double of any number, so I am passing 2 here. Now for example, let's say I want to find the triple of any number. Now whenever I want to find the triple of any number, I don't need to change any logic. Instead of 2 here, I can simply pass 3. Now as soon as I pass 3, I will start getting the triple of any number. See, instead of 66 now, I am getting triple of this 33, that means 99. Now simply for any number that I want to find the triple of it, I can simply pass that number here. If I am passing 7 now, you can see that 7 into 3, you will get 21. So we are getting the two options, dynamic options, fine. So any number for whose double or triple we want to calculate, we can pass it here. And if we want to pass, if we want to find out double, we can pass 2. For triple, we can pass 3. If I want like multiples of 5, then we can pass 5 here. Got it? So in this way, dynamically we can change our numbers, and so this logic is helpful whenever we want to like do these 2-3 things together dynamically. Fine. So in such cases, we can use normal functions and lambda functions together, and in this way, lambda function is important. And if we, for example, there are cases when we want to find out double and triple both. So simply what we can do, we can like in doubler we are having 2. Similarly, we can write one more variable for tripler. We can do that also. Instead of doubler, let's say we are writing for tripler, and what we will do, simply will pass 3 here. And so if I want to find the tripler also for this, so simply I can do that also. Let's run it. So see, this doubler is giving me the double of 7, and this function is giving me the triple value of 7. Fine. So in this way, for different cases, different requirements, you can use them accordingly. So that's all about lambda functions, because actually this is a very simple topic, but as it is a we can say that this is a new word, lambda function. Normally it is not available in other programming languages, and mostly we are not using it. So many people are finding it difficult to understand, and many people are not aware of it. But it is important to understand. At least you should have a knowledge. So this is what lambda function is. It is mostly used when we are dealing with small expression, and it is easier to use, and it makes our task easy. Fine. So that's all about lambda function. If you have any doubt, you can always ask in the comment section. So we will meet tomorrow at the same time in the same place with a different topic. Thank you so much.